Alright guys, who likes a good raising set of stairs? Check this out. Press the button, stairs come up. I'm gonna try to show you how I did that, eh? Alright, this is the map. I actually made this in half an hour on my lunch break. And it's not much of a map, but for me to pull this off in half an hour from complete scratch, adding music and everything else, I'm pretty happy with myself. Oh, I didn't get to eat lunch. Anyway, so here's the steps, okay? In the video, right? You got steps that lead to the thing, and they all raise up. So you want to first probably build the steps so you can see like how much step situations you need, put textures on them, all that. And this is the first step that raises to the rest of them. And this is actually tagged as sector 2. And this button right here is stairs raised by 8. Press the 2 button, tag it to 2, and then you press it, and yeah, it starts raising the stairs. I'm not a good teacher, but I'm going to try to talk about it. I'm like if a music teacher tried to suggest listening to Korn, like I'm not great at teaching. So yeah, the first step, I want to set this to wireframe. This is the first step. Now you notice that this line def is pointing in. Any line defs that point in are actually the steps that raise, so they all point in because they all, like if you flip this one, it's going to make everything, it's going to, yeah, you got to just make sure that the only things that point in are the ones that point in. These are all pointing out, this points in. The last step, everything points out, which means nothing else raises. Like if I flip this, then this sector would try to raise. If I flip this, all of this would try to raise. You have to do it that way. Now let's say there was no sector over here. Whoops. Then the line def would still point in, but that's how a no sector works, so that's the only time that they point in. Otherwise, yeah. So there you go. It's all about which way these little pointy bits point towards the stuff, you know? Hope that's useful to somebody. I also had fun with this teleport here. Man with Gun showed me this one. If you want to make monsters teleport in, just merge the sector. I used to, like back in the day, think you had to draw like an actual connectivity line, kind of like to make these monsters wake up. But if the sectors are merged, any sound over here is over here. And these guys off to the screen here are raised up by 25, which is just the right amount of height that they can't step. 24 they can, but if I set this to 25, then they can't reach the line right here to allow them to teleport. And this line action that I set up here lowers that. So yeah, steps and teleporting and mapping. Anyway, I'm pretty happy that I made this at half an hour. So yeah, it's playable. It's a fully playable situation. So yeah, I always think it's a good idea to rip maps apart, run them in the editor, and find out how people did things. That's how I figured out how to do most stuff. But yeah, steps are cool. More people should use them, but I think the first time you make raising steps, it's tricky and confusing. So yeah, there you go. It's all about which way the thingies point to the thingies. Hope that helps somebody. Alright. At the very least, there's a map, little tiny map to play. Half-hour speed map, you guys. Good times.